Hello everybody, my name is Daniel, and I gave The Dead Don't Die an A. The Dead Don't Die is a zombie comedy directed by Jim Jarmusch, a guy with crazy white hair who directed stuff like Stranger Than Paradise, Coffee and Cigarettes, and 2016's Patterson, which I absolutely loved. I'm pretty much a newbie when it comes to Jarmusch. It's only Patterson and this movie that I've seen. And as you can probably tell, I've loved the two movies I've seen so far. This movie hit me exactly where I live. If the idea of Tilda Swinton as a Scottish katana-wielding mortician who is the bane of all undead, if that idea sounds ludicrous to you, if it sounds too stupid, you're not gonna like this movie. But if you're like me, and you're like, sign me up, then yes, I think you'll find something to really enjoy in this. Like most zombie movies, this is a allegory for social issues, in this case, the environment, and how humans, we have basically screwed up our environment by our meddling with it, and because we've screwed with our environment, the environment has in turn screwed with us. We did something that turned the Earth on its axis, and it created this cosmic mumbo-jumbo, and now the dead are coming back to life to eat our flesh and kill us all. So Bill Murray and Adam Driver are two cops in this small town that go around trying to figure out what's going on with these strange murders, and then whenever zombies show up, well, they gotta kill some zombies. And you meet a wonderful, stellar ensemble of actors along the way. Some that you wouldn't expect to be in this kind of movie, like the RZA and Selena Gomez. And then you've also got more established people like Danny Glover and Caleb Landry Jones and the almighty Steve Buscemi. And you've got Chloe Sevigny in there and Tom Waits, yes! Who's just playing this random, like, hobo, this hermit that lives in the woods and, like, steals chickens. It's awesome. This movie just has a bunch of people doing such random stuff, but in a way that kind of fits. Like, you grow to really like this ensemble of characters, and even though they're not always given a bulk of screen time, I think the movie balances them really well. It gives you some nice, different flavors of this kind of small town. One of the notions of the film is that this world is strange, that our world is a little messed up. And I think it's the notion that you may think this movie's weird, you may think this movie's absurdist, but if we live in a world where Steve Buscemi's character, who's a farmer, literally wears a hat that says it as it is, he wants to make America white again, and we've screwed up our environment to the point where we're tilting it on the entire planet on its axis. If this is a world where all that stuff is happening, then how really far-fetched is the zombies and whatever nonsense happens in this film? It's some kind of like absurdist food for thought. Though this isn't preachy. It's not like I saw Birdemic for the first time the other week, and there's that part where they leave the double date at the movie theater, and they're like, oh, that Inconvenient Truth movie was a real eye-opener. I'm gonna get a hybrid car. No, there's not that much preaching. It is still very entrenched in the Romero zombie movies that this is based off of. And there's so much fun to be had just by the way that somebody will look at like a horrific murder and just kind of deliver this dry line. If you're into dry humor, you will love this. And you'll love the way that these actors can pull this stuff off. I can't quite explain what it is about Bill Murray that he like perfectly lives on that edge of insanity and that sort of drier sort of wit. The pairing of Bill Murray and Adam Driver works so incredibly well. Adam Driver is giving a lot of the more super dry lines, but the physical comedy, he totally nails it. He's got that sort of lanky body, and he's able to really go into it. When he's fighting the zombies, you almost see like glimpses of Kylo Ren in there. It's really cool. Outside of that, Tilda Swinton is Tilda Swinton. She's the greatest thing to have ever hit this planet, and just I love little choices she makes, like she says everybody's first and last name and it's just so awkward the way she says it, but it's so gleeful. I don't know what it is about Tilda Swinton. She just seems so jovial and happy if she's like out here slashing zombies and whatnot. I don't know, she really is just that performer that can encompass everything about this this genre and this irreverence, but also this dry sense of humor. It's a tough movie to pull off, and if you don't have the right actors, you're not going to be able to get it. But I think these actors, it's just a playground, and it's so much fun to watch them just let loose. So you see me raving about this movie, and you're thinking, come on, Daniel, why not the A+? I'm like, okay, I was on an A+ for a minute, and yet there are parts of the movie that kind of drag a little bit, and it's not for long, because you definitely, if you're not dealing with zombie action, you're not dealing with deadpan humor, you're dealing with some fun other characters. But that kind of leads me to a second point is, some of the supporting cast I felt was a little underused. I really could have used more of some of these people sprinkled throughout the film. They're very much there for like, at max, 2 scenes, and that's about it. And I understand it's a zombie movie, that's kind of how these things usually go, but if you didn't have such a stellar ensemble of really great actors, I wouldn't miss them as much. Other than that, I've got like a tiny nitpick, and that's just the nerd in me. Caleb Landry Jones is a gas station attendant, and he's got all this horror memorabilia in his shop. He's wearing a Nosferatu shirt, he's got Night of the Living Dead stickers, and he's talking to Danny Glover about how normally the zombies go for brains, but these zombies are flesh-eating zombies. That seems like a weird line to me because the Romero zombies are flesh eaters. The Brain Eaters came later. The Brain Eaters are from Return of the Living Dead. They're known as the Dan O'Bannon zombies, the guy who directed and wrote the movie. He also wrote Alien, by the way, fun fact. He set up that lore of zombies eat brains. And especially in a movie that is more orchestrated towards the old school zombies, and this is how it normally is, normally the tradition would be the opposite, that these are flesh-eating zombies, and maybe the twist in this movie could have been that they eat brains instead of flesh. I don't know, it's a really tiny nitpick, I know, and you're sitting there like, come on Daniel, why even bring this up? It just got me in the moment, okay? So, let me be. But anyway, that's it for The Dead Don't Die. I love this one. If you haven't seen Jarmusch's last movie, Patterson, this makes like a really interesting double feature. Patterson is like so chill and slice of life, and this is such a bonkers zombie movie that it kind of hits both pockets of exactly where I live. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and really look at Stranger Than Paradise in the 80s, and then Coffee and Cigarettes, and Dead Man, and all those extra stuff. I might even do like a Jim Jarmusch month for blind spots, who knows. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and subscribe. And when you subscribe, click that little bell. YouTube added this annoying little feature now called the 3 tiers of notifications. So when you click the bell, make sure you click all notifications. That way you'll know whenever I put any video out, not just some videos out. And yeah, that should be it. Thank you again before I go, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.